Welcome back to All About You and All About Me. This new year has just brought about so many exciting changes, so many exciting adventures. So today we're going to kind of focus on what you really think about me is none of my business. One of the things that we were reading that book, and one of the things that I learned is that and I need to stop saying we, so forgive me. I place so much responsibility on what people think about me, what people see in me, what people are saying about me. And I realize this. Do you mind if I share this story about?
Absolutely.
Okay. This past
Yes.
week, I had to make a decision, and did you say yes, you mind? Excuse me. I had to make a decision. And when making this decision, it was something that I thought I wanted, number one. And it was something that I thought would be better for me, I thought, number two. And so when the opportunity came, I was like, okay, I can do this. But the time frame to respond to this opportunity was like a day. And the things that were needed or the things that I had to do were going to take me at least a week to get done.
Thought.
So I thought.
And they did not.
Who did? No.
Whoever
No.
No.
Oh, right. Because they said I could give that information in a day.
Mm-hmm.
But looking at what needed to be done and looking at how it could be done, it was going to take me a week because I have none of the things. Maybe I had two of the things ready, which was all I thought I needed. But I had none of the other things ready. So it started stressing me out. But I didn't realize it was stressing me out, and I was holding my heart, and I was like, oh my God. And then I went, wait, God, wait, Lord. And I went within, and I started praying. But I still wasn't being receptive to what my body, my spirit, my mind, my soul was telling me. And I want you to understand that when they say what you think about me is none of my business, sometimes we don't even allow ourselves to realize what we think about ourselves. So as I was going through this process, I looked at it and I said, I'm not going to be able to do this. And then I had to look at it and be very honest. Do I really want to do this? Because it felt like everything was getting in the way. Everything kept bombarding, blocking. I would go for this and I'd find this and I didn't have this, and then made a couple phone calls and was told that certain things would not be ready for 2 weeks or 2.5 weeks. And I said, okay, so if all of these blocks are coming up against me, I need to really evaluate what I want. Was I doing this because, they're going to love me if I do this?
They're going to accept me?
They were going to accept me if I do this. There was something that happened, though, that negated that philosophy totally. It was so interesting. I saw someone, and the individual looked me in the eye and then looked the other way, and I was like, and all I did was go, okay. Now, am I pushing for something and certain people don't want me there? Is it my need to want to be there that's so important? And I realized I don't really need that headache or heartache. I looked back on it and I go, okay. No, I'm not willing to do this. I'm not willing to give up. Knowing my luck, it would take the days that we meet, and I'm not willing to give those up. Or it would take the days that I meet with my other reading group, and I'm not willing to give that up. So what do I want? I wanted to say no. And then, I appreciate the thought, the giving me the opportunity, but it wasn't for me. And as I went back over that, I said, because right now, my growth is more important. My ability to get past this is more important. Now, did I worry about what they thought? The first thing that came up was, oh my God, what are they going to... And then I said, wait a minute. That's none of my business because Because if they want me to know, guess what? They're going to tell me. And I'll listen. Okay. And it'll be thank you for sharing.
Mm-hmm.
If there's something I can learn from it, I'll take it. But if there's nothing I can learn and that's what they needed to say, please do it for your benefit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? What they think about me is not important. So I think right now, as I blurted that whole thing out, it was amazing. That's kind of what we're looking at right now. What anybody else thinks about you is not important. It's your relationship with God and yourself.
Right, correct. I think that is so well said. And like the book said, what you think of me is none of my business. And that is, I respect that you think. Thank you for thinking of me, regardless of what you think of me.
I like that. Yes.
But I think that's what's important is what I think of me. And I think that is the essential part of how we should live. You know, I think that a human being, all of us here, everywhere, everyone is trying to do the best they can.
Yes,
they really are.
Yes.
What people I don't understand, what people don't understand, I think sometimes is, and then here I am, I'm thinking, is that out of fear, they do so much wrong to the other person. And I love that we took so long to read this book. What you think of me is none of my business. I learned so much from it, just like we learned from the other books. And I just want to make sure that our listeners, our viewers are seeing that, you know, think of you, look at you. Why don't you take time in you? Don't worry about even what your spouse or your significant other or your children think of you, because they can't think for you. No, they can only think of what they're thinking of you. And don't take anything personal.
Don't take it personal.
Because you know what? You're not thinking what they're thinking, and you don't know what they're thinking at times. So what you think of me is truly none of my business. So remember that and think about what you want and go on with what you want. And what you want is always personal growth. And as long as you're growing, sweetie, you got it.
Yeah.
You got it.
Yeah.
And that's the most important thing.
I think
right?
so too.
I agree. You know, the funny thing is that when we started to read this book, I thought that I really needed it because I've always thought that you never cared what anybody thought about you anyways.
Yes, you.
Yes, you. But, you know, sometimes it's not necessarily that we worry too much about what others think of us.
Right.
But it's more of what others expect of us.
Oh,
you know?
I like that. Yes.
I think that has been my issue, what other people expect of me, especially like within my family. You know, you have to always be the responsible one, the caring one. And sometimes it puts a lot of pressure on you. And I thought that for me was a little harder than, you know, what they thought of me, but what they expected of me. And it took me a while, but I think this book has really helped me. You know, Rosa has been trying for years to get me to be like her, not to worry about what anybody says or thinks, whether they direct it directly at you, you know, or if it's done behind the scenes.
Yes.
But and I finally understood that yes, what you think of me is none of my business.
I love it.
Right.
Because it's more important about what I think of me and where I want to be and what I want. So yes, personal growth is very hard, but it's also very enlightening.
Yes.
But you know, the crazy thing is when you think about, you know, I was thinking about, well, why are they giving me such a hard time? Why are they making this so difficult? And when I backed up and looked at it, it wasn't about them. When it says, what you think of me is none of my business, I had to look at, where was my head in this whole situation? So I needed that little pushback to understand that this isn't something I wanted to do. It's something I may want to do next year, but not right now. And that is okay.
You know, one of the things that really gets to me sometimes is that a lot of individuals go on titles because they are these people, because they are those people, because they have this title, because they are more powerful than you, because they have a better decision making situation than you do at the point where you're at. I'm sorry, they take advantage of that. It's so sad to know that we as people can do that, and it takes a
We
lot.
all deserve
Yep.
consideration.
Absolutely.
Whether I walk in there with a bunch of holes in my clothes
Mhm.
or with tattered clothes or stinky, if I'm a bum on the street and I look at you, you may not have money to give me, but you can say hello. You can say have a nice day.
Yeah, you can be
And
courteous.
if they, whatever, however they respond or react to that, that's on them. But can you be sensitive to that human being that is having those challenges in their life? I think that's important for us.
And sometimes they're not having any challenges.
Good.
That's who they are.
That's who they are.
But
You're right.
even-
I've learned that too.
That's who they are. I mean, I personally think that I had a harsh time towards the end of my employment only because I really wanted to be me, and no one could change me. I am who I am. But in order for me to qualify, per se,
or to work it out,
and
or
to be
able to
part
handle
of that,
it,
or
be
whatever,
part
I
of
needed
it,
to
yes.
change. And
But you
you
didn't.
can't.
You
You
can't.
can't. At least me, I can't
You can't
be
change.
someone that I'm not. I will be courteous to you. I will be respectful to you.
Absolutely be
I
respectful.
will
Yes.
definitely respect your title. That
Yes.
doesn't mean that I feel the same way you feel.
And
So-
that doesn't mean you're less than.
I
No.
definitely
Titles
not.
are irrelevant. One thing about each and every one of us, we are all human beings.
Yes.
Yes.
And as a human beings, we have the same rights and responsibilities as anyone else, no matter how much money we have, no matter what kind of job we have, no matter what kind of title we have. We need to be empathetic to all human beings.
Exactly.
Yes.
And if we can't be, then you know what? Go learn how to be. Go
I
learn
like
how
that.
to be.
I
Because
like
you know
that.
what? We're
Yes.
all people.
We
and
are
we
all people.
love. And
Yes.
we are
We
all
hurt.
respect.
We
Yeah.
all are going through something.
Yes.
It's just how we handle it, and don't take out what you're going through on someone else.
Right, right,
So
right.
much,
You know,
so much. I mean, and this is okay. Again, what you think about me is none of my business by
Right.
Terry Cole Whitaker.
right.
Just in
Exactly.
case it's something that you want to read or
It's
something
worth
you're
it.
interested in.
Mhm.
We liked it. It took us a while to get through it.
Yeah.
Because we kept going back, and every time we
Mhm.
reread something, we learned something else about ourselves. And I'm noticing as I'm talking, I'm getting louder and louder, and I think it's because I feel the passion
Yeah.
that this one felt in the beginning. I didn't feel that. I was like, okay, whatever. But I feel that it empowered me in ways that I didn't even know I needed to be empowered.
You know,
So-
and as educators, I can only tell you that, who you really need to empower is your students.
Yes.
And
And
who,
that's true too.
and who
yes.
needs to empower us as educators are the administrators above us. So hopefully, some of them will be listening, and hopefully someone will pick up that book, and hopefully someone will change their minds about, how they feel, if they feel that fear, because that's all it is. It's all the fear, the insecurity. And you know what? All you think about me is really none of my business, whether it's positive or good. I like it. I bless
true.
everyone. I do. You know
And
what?
I even look at the
Yeah.
administrators that you were talking about because they
Did the best
come-
they could.
did the best they could because there's someone over them
Yeah, oh,
that
yeah.
is
And that's
is
that
bringing
change,
that.
right.
Yeah. so
I don't have any
Why is
faults
the
or
cycle?
negative
Right. No,
thoughts
no, no,
or
I know
feelings
you
about
don't. Right.
any of my
Right.
people that I've been around with. And when
yes,
I say my people,
they're
it's
good
people that I've been around. They're
Yeah,
good people in there. And they're
absolutely.
good people.
Absolutely.
And I really learned from them too.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I
They
learned
did the
what
best
to
they
do,
could.
what not to do, and we
Mhm.
all do the best we know how to do.
But administrators, wherever you are, you can still learn.
Mm-hmm.
You can still be
Mhm.
empathetic no matter what's coming down to you. Think about how you wish your
Community.
was more empathetic.
Yeah.
Or was more understanding of the challenges that you're facing in your school. So we as people, for me, it's just something I'm really learning as I'm walking. Um, when I walk, I want people to see that positive energy.
Mm-hmm.
I want them to be comfortable with when I look at you. Um, Yesterday, I saw a grumpy old man, and I said, "Well, hello, how are you?" And he looked at me and said, "Well, hello, doll."
Yeah.
I didn't worry about him trying to hit on me as he scooted along in his little roller scoot, but it made him feel good.
Yeah.
We can all give a little bit. And that's all for me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, Rosie, you can finish it up. You can finish it up. But I just want to make sure that everybody, all our listeners, know that you know what, we are the best we can be. We are who we are.
Yes.
But there's always room for growth.
Yes.
And that's really all we're saying. Rosie?
And, unfortunately, it takes time to learn this lesson.
Yes, ma'am.
Some of us learn faster than others, but it takes time. So maybe right now you still worry about what everyone thinks of you, but it really doesn't matter. What's more important is how you feel about yourself.
Yes.
So thank you, and until next time.